let's talk about the Salt Lake City Marathon. I didn't hit my goal, and the goal was 3 hours and 10 minutes, which is a Boston qualifying time for my age group, which I can't remember what the age range is, but it starts with 40. But I got a 3 hour, 15-minute marathon instead, which it was quite close to what I did last year. And it's kind of funny because I trained more intentionally for this specific race. Like I trained to be faster, and probably was about 45 seconds slower this time around. But with that being said, I'm quite happy with the time that I still got. I feel like I put everything out there. In other words, I don't know if I could have done any better. Um, could I have gone maybe slower at the beginning of the race and it would have saved me some energy towards the end? I don't know, but I was feeling lactic acid kicking in around mile 8, 9, and then by the time I'm getting halfway through the race, um, I wasn't even sure if I was going to be able to get a 3:15 marathon. So feeling that fatigued already through a race, and then just having to hold on like I did at a pace of 7:25 rather than the 7:15 that I aimed to keep the entire race. I'm pretty happy with that. As far as other lessons learned, I would say that this happened about 10 years ago where I didn't miss, or where I missed my goal. And I was also hitting about 90 to 95% of my goals back then. I think I would have had a hard time accepting the time. I would have been a little bit more, I guess, embarrassed to say that time, as embarrassed as I am to even admit that, not even being grateful for that kind of a time. So with that being said, I I'm a lot more accepting of missing my target, and grateful that I was just able to get out there for the day, being in good enough shape to even run 26.2 miles. Being able to spend half the race with my friend Jesse, who trained with me during that race, leading up to that race. Spending time with him, all the way from the train ride to the start line and through a lot of the race, running into my friend Michelle Ryan during the race, seeing her and her husband afterwards, and being able to talk about the race. It was a good day and still got a lot of compliments. Um, so yeah, glad I did it. As far as the race goes, the Salt Lake City Marathon is a solid race. I was disappointed that the town of Holiday and the town of Mill Creek were basically removed from the race. I didn't go through those towns. The course dead ended into Holiday, so we went downhill certain road that I can't remember the name of, and then we just looped back around and went right back up that same road. And that was probably the toughest point of the race because it's a long downhill and then it's a long uphill, and then by the time I'm getting to mile 16, um, is whenever you finish that hill, and I'm feeling gassed, and I know that I have another 10 miles to go, and just having to hold on the rest of the race, trying to keep the new pace of 7:25 the rest of the way was a hell of a mental game. Now, what I do like about this race is when you turn the final corner of a road, and when you turn that corner, uh, it's the last stretch to the finish line, and you see the finish line, but it's about a half mile away or so, maybe a little less. So it's like right there, and you're completely gassed, but you're still trying to run as fast as you can, and then it's just like it feels like that finish line never gets there. So I kind of like seeing that finish line so far away, and trying to like really push myself to the max to the end. So good marathon. If you consider doing it, you might have to accept the fact that you have to take the TRAX train. It's our mass transit system here. You might have to, or not might, you probably have to take it to the starting line, and you're going to be packed into that train like a sardine. And be aware that, like, because of being packed, you're like trying not to bump into people, and you're like literally already using your legs before the race. And so I would just accept that it's a part of the experience that is the Salt Lake City Marathon. Now I know that it's been a few weeks since I've done my last video. The last few weeks, as far as putting content, has been quite difficult. And what I know about myself is that, I can get pretty good about doing things I love, like running, lifting, health stuff, but then trying to incorporate new things into my life, it can be kind of hard. And I can talk myself out of something like this, talking in front of the camera and publishing it on the internet. I can easily talk myself out of it. But then, like when I do that, I'm like complaining to myself the next day why I'm not doing it, not doing something that I honestly really like to do. And I'm going to be honest that there is a part of me that's a little bit scared, that is, a little intimidated by putting myself on the internet out there for everybody to judge. And honestly, it's something that I need to grow out of if I want to turn something like this or something creative into something that's lucrative, or if anything, at least die trying to turn something creative into something lucrative. Because I'll tell you what, boys and girls, that the idea of retiring from what I do, while I think it's great and I'm super grateful for it, it's still plan B. And what I do know is that what I'm doing to pay the bills wasn't what I was put on this earth for. So here's a new video. Thanks for watching, and there's more to come.